But when all these measures fail and a stroke occurs, there is still hope. The reason is because stroke symptoms, the entire disability that comes from a stroke, the paralysis that occurs, the lack of speech that occurs, the drooling and the lack of ability to swallow that occurs, the image of a stroke victim as if they are knocking on death's door, all that can be reversed. It is called the Lazurus Response. And there is no better place for me to tell you about this than right here in this sanctuary. The phenomenon is described in the scientific literature as the Lazarus phenomenon. It is a miraculous response to stroke treatment. It is when an individual is barely alive, is paralyzed, drooling, unable to speak, unable to talk, vital signs chaotic. When that individual is successfully treated and all the disability seems to melt away, and instead of ending up in a nursing home or on the other side of the world, that individual can return home to be with his or her family. However, this Lazarus response, this phenomenon, can only be accomplished if the individual who is experiencing a stroke arrives in the hospital within 3 hours of the onset of symptoms. In other words, as soon as the symptoms begin, the individual must have a sense of what the time is. As soon as the symptoms begin, the individual must call 911 and get to the hospital as soon as possible. Because if the individual fails to arrive within that critical time window for these specialized treatments, then that individual will miss the wonderful opportunity to recover.